large.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
In mere minutes, this storm would become one of the most infamous natural disasters in modern American history. But how did it come to this? Just days before, an EF5 tornado ripped through Moore, Oklahoma, leaving the state stunned. It was a brutal reminder of nature's fury. But while the people of Oklahoma tried to recover, the atmosphere had other plans. Another powerful weather system began forming right behind it. Meteorologists spotted a deep trough in the atmosphere, forecasting rapidly intensifying conditions across central Oklahoma.
Stay out of the hail and have a view of a tornado and keep everyone alerted as to what the danger is.
Warm, muggy air from the Gulf collided with intense upper-level winds, creating a volatile setup. Everything was primed for severe storms, the kind that could easily spin up destructive tornadoes. And with tornado season in full swing, chasers from across the country were already on the road. Radar screens lit up by late afternoon. What began as harmless little cells soon exploded into towering supercells capable of producing giant hail and violent winds. Among those chasing was Tim Samaras, a respected veteran storm chaser known for his cautious, data-driven approach. His team, which included his son Paul and researcher Carl Jung, was determined to gather crucial scientific data from inside tornadoes to improve future warnings. By 5 p.m., hail the size of baseballs was hammering the area. The southernmost supercell quickly began to overshadow the others, tapping into the unstable air and strengthening at an alarming rate. At 6:01 p.m., the first tornado report surfaced. But rather than a narrow funnel cloud, a swirling mass of dust and debris began circling beneath the storm's enormous base. It was massive, and it was only getting started.
We got multiple vortexes, multi-vortexes.
What followed was chaos. Sub-vortices, smaller, violent circulations within the tornado, danced unpredictably across the fields. It became clear to seasoned chasers this wasn't a typical storm. Even more alarming, the tornado wasn't following the usual northeast track. Instead, it veered southeast, putting hundreds of chasers and sightseers directly in harm's way. A tornado tour group found themselves dangerously close to the growing monster. In a frantic rush, they piled into their vans and sped off, barely escaping with their lives.
Get in now, get in now. Get around now. Shut that door.
Meanwhile, other chasers weren't as lucky. Storm spotters Brett Wright and Brandon Sullivan misjudged the tornado's speed and path. In a heartbeat, debris shattered their windshield.
Oh my gosh! Debris! Debris!
It's coming up! That whole thing's coming up!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Up for you.
Keep going, Andrew. Keep going. Keep going. Why is this guy stopping?
Watch that car.
And they bolted south, outrunning the storm by a razor-thin margin. North of them, the Twistex team was moving into position. The tornado had now evolved into a colossal wedge, so wide it looked like a moving wall of darkness. A nearby mobile radar unit recorded something rarely seen: multiple rotating cores within the same circulation. The storm was behaving unlike anything researchers had ever documented. At the same time, chaser Richard Henderson was nearby. He snapped a quick photo of the tornado and sent it to a friend before continuing to follow the storm.
I'm having fun. I'm riding around chasing storms.
It would be his last message.
You better stop doing that.
At 6:12 p.m., the tornado suddenly accelerated, doubling its forward speed from 20 to over 50 miles per hour. chasers scrambled to find escape routes on narrow country roads, now slick with rain. Skip Talbot, another experienced chaser, noticed something terrifying. The rain bands around them were racing sideways, a sure sign the tornado's winds were closing in. What looked like rain was actually the edge of the tornado itself.
I hope all the chasers are good. I hope all the fucking I hope all the people that were swimming are like safe.
Yeah.
The Weather Channel's team spotted the tornado approaching. They made a split-second decision to head south, thinking it was their safest bet. But they didn't realize the tornado was expanding, faster than any tornado in history. Within a minute, it had grown from a mile wide to over 2.6 miles, effectively doubling in size. Its combined expansion and forward motion made it nearly impossible to outrun.
Mike, can you hear us?
Guys, that's it. Right there. There's the tornado. We are just north of Union City, south of El Reno, south of I-40. Cops have blocked off 81 at this point and not letting traffic go southbound because the path of the tornado could come right over top of Union City or pass very close to it. Look at that monster. This is a huge tornado. If you live in Union City, south of El Reno, you have to take shelter. We may actually quickly try to get in our cars and get south of this. That'd be the safest place to do that. I think we have to go now in order to stay ahead of this and not get run over by it. So guys, I think we're gonna get back in our cars. We're gonna try to keep our cameras on top of this and we're gonna roll just to stay safe, okay? We'll be back with you in just a minute, but huge, violent tornado right now approaching Union City, south of El Reno, Oklahoma.
The Weather Channel convoy was overtaken. One vehicle was tossed into a ditch. Another was smashed by winds over 120 miles per hour.
Hold on, brothers. Hold on. Everybody duck, go. Just keep going if you can. Keep going if you can. Everybody duck down. Everybody duck down.
Further north, the TwistX team pressed on. In their final transmission, one of them was heard over the radio saying, "We're going to die." And then, silence. Richard Henderson, still behind the line of fleeing vehicles, lost sight of the tornado in the blinding rain. It was much closer than he realized. Debris began striking his car, and moments later, the tornado engulfed him. As the Twister crossed Interstate 40, it left destruction in its wake.
What is that? What is that? It looks like the tornado. The car won't go. I've got to get out of whatever this is. The car just isn't going.
Twisting.
18-wheelers flipped like toys. Cars were hurled from the road. Tragically, a young mother named Maria Martin and her newborn baby were killed when their vehicle was caught in the chaos. At its peak, mobile radar measured wind speeds of nearly 300 miles per hour, one of the strongest readings ever recorded in a tornado. A satellite tornado spun around the main funnel, racing across the landscape at astonishing speeds. Miraculously, before reaching Oklahoma City, the tornado began to weaken. Had it maintained its strength, the death toll could have reached the hundreds. But the danger wasn't over yet. Panicked drivers, storm chasers, and residents clogged the highways, unsure of where to go. Newscasters urged people to flee south, worsening the traffic nightmare.
You can go south right now. If you don't feel safe, go south. Get out of its way. Reed Timmer is on that. Reed, what do you have?
Had the tornado turned east, it could have torn straight through the congested interstates. A worst-case scenario narrowly avoided when the storm lost power. By nightfall, emergency crews and chasers scoured the wreckage. They discovered the bodies of Tim Samaras, his son Paul, and Carl Young. Richard Henderson's body was later recovered nearby. It was the deadliest day in history for storm chasers Until then, no professional chaser had ever died in a tornado.
Let's just go fast up here for the big.
But this storm changed everything.
It's gonna be huge. How are our road options? Okay.
The El Reno tornado proved that no matter how skilled, experienced, or prepared you are, nature is unpredictable. Its record-breaking size, erratic behavior, and devastating impact left a lasting mark on meteorology, and a stark reminder of how little we truly understand about these deadly storms.
Keep going, keep going, keep going! Why is this guy stopping?
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more stories about incredible natural disasters, let us know by hitting that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more unbelievable weather events and survival stories coming your way.